Hi, it's Zobble1975, and today I'm bringing you a video from Elite Dangerous. And I don't know about you, but I'm actually getting somewhere with my engineer grind. I actually feel like I've made progress, which is rare because I've complained about the engineer grind a lot. I do think the engineer grind is a little bit too grindy. There's a little bit too much you've got to do. On the whole, I love Elite Dangerous, but sometimes there is a grind on top of a grind and a grind within a grind, and I don't feel you need all that complexity to things. The engineer grind, unlocking engineers, so you have to do X to discover the engineer, Y to get invited to the engineer, and then you have to do Z to get the engineer to unlock. Then you have to do something else to get your rep up with the engineer, either upgrade parts and deliver whatever scans or bounty vouchers or whatever. It's one of those, it's a grind within a grind within a grind, and some people, like myself, find it a little too much. But after having a breakdown nearly over 5 hours of gameplay in which I found no modular terminals, I actually came on the next day and found 2 missions straight away for modular terminals. And then AD was kind enough to drop me, well, he dropped me 2 lots of modular terminals because I crushed one with my clumsy scooping. But thanks to AD and the 2 missions, I got the last of my modular terminals I needed to unlock an engineer I'm not really going to use to get to an engineer I really want. So Marco Quint is the one you have to unlock to meet Professor Palin, and then you have to deliver 25? Someone will correct me in the comments, but I think it's 25 unknown fragments, which I believe you get from destroying unknown artifacts. So I've got to go through that rigmarole, yeah. But on the whole, Marco Quint was a big stepping stone for me. Getting through Marco Quint actually feels like I'm achieving something. And actually, I've got really used to doing the engineers now, and that little change that you don't need cargo components anymore makes a massive difference. Because a lot of my ships don't have cargo space. Well, I say a lot. A few of my ships don't have cargo space because they're just fully armoured, like my Diamondback Scout. And the other thing when you're on this engineer grind is you don't want to be popping off 150 light years in the opposite direction to pick up some stupid parts to then go back to the engineer you want to then unlock. No, it was a rigmarole and a pain in the butt, and I'm so glad they removed thank you, Spike. Removed commodities from, engineer blueprints. It makes a huge difference. I didn't think originally it was going to make that much of a difference, but it did. And as you can see, I've got quite a few of my engineers up to decent ranks. A few are quite low down because I've been bribing the crap out of them for experimental effects. Who doesn't want experimental effects on their weapons? You know you do. So you end up ranking them up, right? Bribing them, they go down. Ranking them up, bribing them, it goes down. It's a constant battle. But I've got some funky engineered weapons all over the place, and I've got some nice parts. I've been picking up a lot of refined focus crystals lately, so I may do some interesting things with those. I don't know yet. And I spent some time leveling up old Marco Quint here. He is a bit of a stepping stone. I don't really need his stuff, but you've got to unlock him to a certain level till you meet Professor Palin, and then you have to go through the rigmarole of unlocking Professor Palin. It is a bit of a pain, but all in all, it's going to be worth it because those tier 5 dirty drives on a Clipper are just funny, and I want tier 5 clean drives on my Diamondback Scout, and I want to upgrade some parts, and Professor Palin is the thruster guy, and I've got a lot of ships that need thrusters. Tier 5 dirty drives on my Type 6 will be fun as well. I am going to make that a little runaway ship because that's all it's capable of. It has no weapons. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this video, and I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. As you can see, I unlocked Marco Quint and finally met Professor Palin. So I'm making progress. Thank you.